Happy New Month and welcome to over 6:30 Prime News on My Media Prime. My name is Genda Pelgian Blanche King, live from Studio A at Fengudrong, Bangay. We begin the news from the southwest region. Ex-combatants at the DDR Center in Boya were on the streets earlier today to demand for better treatments. The road leading to Bukwango was blocked, temporarily suspending circulation. According to them, they are given little care and government plan to reintegrate them into the society is taking longer than expected. Stay with My Media Prime for developments of this story. Meantime, we move over to the northwest region of the country. The visiting Secretary of State of the Vatican City to Cameroon, Pietro Cardinal Parolin, rounded up his stay in Cameroon in Bamenda, where he inaugurated the St. Joseph Boulevard and in part His Grace Andrew Nkea with a pallium from the Vatican City, a symbol of authority offered him by the Holy See. The head of state, His Excellency President Paul Biya, was represented by the Minister of State Secretary General at the Presidency, Ferdinand Ngo. Our reporter Charles Kibwa has details in the following report.
The visiting Secretary of State of the Vatican City to Cameroon, His Excellency Pietro Cardinal Parolin, arrived Bamenda Saturday, January 30th, and was received by cross-section of bishops and priests in the presence of Northwest Governor Adolphe Lafrique and Christians of the Bamenda Archdiocese. At the Bamenda Cathedral Big Mancon, His Excellency Pietro Cardinal Parolin inaugurated the St. Joseph Boulevard in a pontifical mass Sunday, January 31st, at the Metropolitan Cathedral Big Mancon. His Grace Andrew Nkea, Archbishop of the Bamenda Archdiocese, was empowered with a pallium from the Vatican as a symbol of authority given to him by the Holy See.
The giving of the pallium to the present Archbishop of Bamenda, who is at the same time not just the Metropolitan of Bamenda but also the Metropolitan of the Ecclesiastical Province. And it's only the Metropolitan of the Ecclesiastical Province that receives the pallium.
Speaking during the ceremony, the Vatican Secretary of State urged Cameroonians to join in the effort to bring back lasting solution to the ongoing sociopolitical crisis in the northwest and southwest regions. Says, I quote, "Only dialogue can be the way forward for peace, which is a journey of hope, and dialogue the best way to solve conflict." To Bamenda retired Archbishop Cornelius Fontem Esua, he described the message as one to be taken seriously.
Ceremony like this reminds us of the individual care that has given individual Christians and to all Christians as a community. The Holy Father Pope Francis reminded all the bishops of this responsibility when he said that the bishop should smell the sheep. Because sheep should smell it. In our pastoral care, that should be individualized as well as collective. It's very important. That's the significance of the party.
The heavily attended mass at the Mancon Metropolitan Cathedral Big Mancon, the head of state was represented at the occasion by the Minister of State, Secretary General at the Presidency of the Republic, Ferdinand Ngongo, and a cross-section of Northwest ministers.
At least one person has been declared dead and another injured at the General Hospital in Douala following an explosion in Bepanda yesterday. According to sources, the two boys affected were involved in the fabrication of an artisanal bomb which exploded in the process. Details with Gladys Bomotongina in the French language.
Ce sont là les images de l'explosion d'une bombe artisanale survenu dans la nuit de dimanche à ce matin, à Douala, plus précisément au quartier Bipanda, dans le 5e arrondissement, au lieu dit Rose-Croix. Piégés dans ces flammes, deux individus ressortissants de la région du nord-ouest Cameroun, transportés au service d'urgence de l'hôpital général de Douala, et grièvement blessés, l'un des deux succombe aux brûlures ce même jour, selon les sources. Il s'agirait de personnes en plein dans la manipulation de tels artifices. mais probablement sans expérience, car il en a été retrouvé sur le lieu de l'incendie des fûts, une bonbonne de gaz, des fils électriques, des batteries de voitures, des explosifs, bref, tout un arsenal servira à construire une bombe. Tout ceci pourrait conduire les autorités à être orientées vers une possible piste de potentielle préparation d'attentats terroristes à bombes artisanales. Au regard de cela, une enquête a donc été ouverte en vue de clarification à ce sujet. Ceci vient juste s'ajouter à la précédente qui s'est déroulée. Encore que ceci vient à être le deuxième incendie du genre à être enregistré pour le compte de la ville de Douala. On fait ici référence à celui du 18 au 19 novembre 2020. Il advient donc de plus de vigilance de la part de tous les Camerounais.
Away from that, a reconciliatory meeting convened on Friday, January 29, 2021 by the SDO for Mame Ntwondong Chamberlain has ended the conflict between Ngokele Victor and Gregory Mewanu. The meeting involving Meme political elites took place at the SDO's office. Our reporter Tamfo Sidwan Dimbie was part of this meeting. He compiled the following.
The boxing, the wrestling, accusations and counter-accusations on who has the right to be the Kumba City mayor, an atmosphere of peace has finally prevailed following a reconciliation meeting held on Friday 29 January 2021, convened by the senior divisional officer for Meme Chamberlain Ndong.
Mewano and Ngokele will continue to live like brothers, coming from the same father and the same mother.
At the conference hall of the Meme Divisional Office, political elites from Meme Division voraciously sat and chatted on a possible come-together between the two camps involved in the fight for the Kumba City mayoral position. Then, this message from the Central Committee head of the party in Meme Division, Chief Justice Benjamin Mutanga Itwe, was received as the best news so far for the political health of Kumba and Meme Division.
We have resolved this problem, and I have said there that if people talked of factions before in the CPDM, there are no more factions in the CPDM.
The Member of Parliament for Kumba Urban Constituency believes the case pitting Mewano and Ngokele is now history.
For the interests of the party and for the image of our head of state, our country, our town, Kumba in particular.
Senator Ote Andrew Mofa, another elite, stated that the party has registered great achievements, but the successes are endangered due to individual greed.
We had achieved a lot from Mame because we succeeded to remove Mame from the ranks of the SDF for almost 30 years. And after this victory, we realized that there were some problems bedeviling our party, and then our victory was going to be dampened by internal struggles, individual ambition, greed, and all other ills.
To Gregory Temoyo Mewano, he says court cases are initiated by human beings and solving problems amicably will naturally put an end to internal wranglings in the party.
You see, court cases do not germinate by themselves. They are actually sown by people, and if the people who sow the court cases have decided to come together and reason like one human being, like one person, I think there would be no reason why court cases should continue.
As the reconciliation announces its presence, the Kumba population expects development and will rate the failures and successes of the CBDM-run councils in Meme Division only at the end of their mandates.
Still in Meme, family members affected during the Fiango school attack have again received financial support from sons and daughters of Boya Road, Kumba. The financial support was distributed yesterday, January 31, 2021. Tamfo Sidwan Dimbie reports.
The association known as Boya Road Pikindem has supported the families of children who died in Fiango Kumba during the Mother Francisca attack on October 24, 2020 when unidentified gunmen shot at Form 1 students. The events took place at the Kumba Chief's Palace where the 7 families were handed over the sum of 500,000 francs CFA each.
Thank you.
Talking yesterday, the Vice President of the association, Mr. Iswa Julius, stated that the intention was to commune with the families whose children were killed, reason why members of the association contributed immensely to support the initiative.
The initiative of the President of the RP to Chief Omiki in the US, who had the initiative to initiate a fund drive for the families who lost their children. So we actually had no time frame. So we did what we could do, and at a certain time we thought what we had was adequate enough to be shared, and that's why we were today.
The association Buea Road Pikindem was created to bring together people who have their roots in Buea Road Kumba.
I would say Buea Road Pikindem is actually an association of people in Buea Road to bring development to Buea Road. Actually, that's why we set up this association. And the event in Fiango was just a sad event, so our neighbors also decided to step in.
Addressing the families and members of the Buea Road Pikindem, the chief of Kumba, His Royal Highness Mfalmokete the Fool Ekoko, said he was very satisfied with the gesture, reason why the palace will always support and contribute financially to any initiative that is aimed at giving courage to families of the Fiango's Kumatayas.
Buea Road Pikindem, more and more has been coming, and this time around, in particular, we are very delighted.
Even though those children will not come back, the families also express gratitude to members of the Buea Road Pikindem.
For the effort and the solidarity we have been seeing, it is enormous, and we are very grateful and proven to us that the children were not only ours, they were really the children in the entire Kumba and the whole world.
Apart from this, the Buea Road Pikindem has also been promoting hygiene and sanitation, solidarity, and was recently very active in the fight against COVID-19.
Legal proceedings against Basil Atangana-Kuna has been dropped. The former Minister of Water and Energy was arrested and charged with embezzlement of state funds in March 2018. Details in the following report. Head of State President Paul Biya has ordered the discontinuance of legal proceedings against former Minister of Water and Energy Basil Atangana-Kuna. The former top government official was held for charges of embezzlement of state funds equivalent to 1.7 billion francs CFA. He had requested partial release after accepting to disclose part of his bank accounts, returning over 1 billion francs. His request was denied on basis that it is on the fringes of the law. He was arrested and deported from Nigeria in March. Following the discontinuance of legal proceedings, his release is expected in the days ahead. You're watching the 6:30 Prime News on My Media Prime. In time, some civil society organizations in the littoral region have taken part in a training workshop held here in Douala on Saturday, January 30, 2021 on peace building, organized by the PCC office. Eileen Sama reports.
The one-day training workshop for civil society organizations in the littoral brought together some 8 representatives from the various CSOs passionate with humanitarian and peace projects geared at developing the community. Organized by the Peace Office of the PCC, the event focused on equipping the CSOs with tools to empower them in the production of peace and humanitarian projects at a time when the country is tackling insecurity issues in its 2 Anglophone regions and in the far north, which have now created an impending humanitarian crisis. For Honoré, Programs Officer of the PCC, was a trainer at the event.
We're bringing them together to discuss peace, to discuss on peace building. And the whole idea is we brought in organizations that are working on gender, poverty alleviation, education, disabilities, diverse interventions, and health even. And the whole idea is how are they affected, the situational analysis to see how are they being affected by the peace, the situation of peace in their environment.
For Feka Pashibel, participant at the workshop, the training was very resourceful as these civil society organizations play an important role in mediating for peace, especially when they work together.
Personally, I know it's very challenging for CSOs to work together. But after we've explained all the points, I know that all the advantages and possibilities of working together. I think if we really get together, we're going to get far, and we're going to get the expected solutions, especially looking at the situation in the English-speaking regions of Cameroon and in the non-speaking regions of Cameroon.
Ngwashu Prince Will, another participant, affirms that the timing of the event was right.
I mean, I can say is very timely, given the fact that the situation we are facing in our country now requires much more non-violent action than violent action.
At the end of the meeting, the plan of action taken to create a peace-building network together for peace as the goal with one voice was embarked upon by the team under the supervision and sponsor of the PCC Peace Office.
The Higher Institute of Business Management and Technology, HIBMAT Douala, has sent out its first professional bachelors of technology into the job market under the mentorship of the University of Bamenda. Dolingonde took part in this ceremony. Details in the following report.
Unfolding under tight security and strict compliance to anti-COVID-19 barrier measures, the first ever graduation ceremony of HIBMAT Douala began with a holy mass. As an institution founded on the strong religious values, the presiding clergy opened the ceremony while praying for the return of peace and normalcy in the nation. The newly graduates have been dispatched in two.
Peace for stability in our country, Cameroon.
With a blend of choral songs, the newly created school choir in their chants then ushered in the procession of the College of Intellectuals into the ceremonial hall, indicating the start of the second phase of the event. After declaring the convocation ceremony opened, Professor Njimante, in his capacity as a representative of the Vice-Chancellor of the University of Bamenda, then seized the opportunity to appreciate the management, staff and entire educational family of HIBMAT as follows.
So as the representative of the Vice-Chancellor of the University of Bamenda, I want to strongly acknowledge the academic tracking trend with the Higher Institute of Business Management,
while reminding the entire student body on the need to continuously upholding strong values as resilience, optimism, confidence and integrity. The CEO/president of HIBMAT further expressed the feeling of accomplishment upon this graduation ceremony.
If I have to summarize my feeling in just a single word, I would say I feel very accomplished. HIBMAT Douala was created in just last year. When we came into Douala, a good number of persons doubted us, but we are happy that we have proven to them and every other person beyond every reasonable doubt that HIBMAT Douala has come to stay.
Still during the event, the students were challenged with the rhetorical question, what next, as the guest speaker of the day used both his personal and real-life experiences in delivering an academic discourse.
Each of them to give thought to what they want to do. They have finished school, some might go back to school, some might start business, some might be job hunting. So it was just some tips of what is waiting for them out there.
And of course, some outstanding students were awarded with symbolic presence in the midst of their parents, family and other guests. Talking now to the best overall student, her joy, she says, is overbounding.
I'm extremely happy. What can let me express how happy I am? I think it was just hard work and persistence in everything I do.
With a new page having been turned in their lives, the rector of the University Institute further talked on the essence of such an event.
It marks the exit of the students from this institution, and it also marks their entry into the real world, that is the world of work.
And as per the pass conferred on him, Professor Njimante, while representing the Vice-Chancellor of the University of Bamenda, officially declared the students graduates as they all moved their tassels to the left. Snapshots, whining and dining concluded the ceremony as the ready-made professionals were dispatched to become not only job seekers but above all job creators in the society.
Thanks, Dolingonde. We talk health. The month of February is Age-Related Macular Degeneration Awareness Month. Commonly known as AMD, age-related macular degeneration is a chronic eye condition that occurs when the central part of the retina deteriorates and central vision is lost. AMD is the top cause of critical vision loss and blindness in adults over 65. Projected number of people with the disease as of 2020 is estimated at close to 2 million. Although age is the main reason why people develop AMD, high blood pressure, smoking, and vitamin D deficiency are all factors that can increase the risk of developing macular degeneration. Let's now join a topic content for sports updates in the French language.
C'est une bonne nouvelle. Les Lions A' du Cameroun ont dévoré la République démocratique du Congo samedi dernier avec 2-1 au cours du match des quarts de finale au Japoma Stadium. Après le coup d'envoi donné par l'arbitre, la sélection congolaise semble maîtriser le jeu. À la 20e minute, l'attaquant de Vita Club de la RDC inscrit l'unique but du match par la tête alimentée par le centre d'un corner bien appliqué par son coéquipier, le dossal numéro 14. Ce but intervient à cause d'un problème de positionnement dans la défense camerounaise. Mais il y avait encore du temps pour corriger toutes les erreurs, pour gagner l'adversaire et se qualifier pour les demi-finales. En raison de la faute défensive de la RDC, à la 28e minute, l'attaquant des Lions A', Yannick Ndjeng, dossal numéro 11, frappe le ballon avec son pied et marque le but d'égalisation, lequel but bien construit par le centre d'un corner de son collègue. Dans leur rugissement, les Lions A' crucifient les poulains de la sélection A' de la RDC. À la 41e minute, le milieu de terrain de Coton Sport de Garoua, Elis Okini, marque le deuxième but camerounais, en envoyant ainsi son équipe aux demi-finales de la compétition. C'est une qualification historique des Lions A', une première d'ailleurs. Les supporters camerounais sont inondés de joie. Le président de la République a remercié les joueurs qui ont réalisé cet exploit en les offrant une prime spéciale de 7 millions de francs CFA. L'annonce a été faite par le ministre des Sports dans les vestiaires après la fin de la rencontre. Selon Camfoot, le Cameroun va jouer la demi-finale contre la sélection marocaine qui a battu la Zambie hier 3-1 au stade de la réunification de Douala. Sa rencontre avec le Cameroun est prévue mercredi prochain.
We've come to the end of today's edition of Prime News on My Major Prime. Thanks for being with us. The news was produced by Ewane Eli Nolinga, coordinated by Faith Tata Birinyu. My name is Genda Peojin Blanche King. Until we meet again at 6:30, stay tuned to My Major Prime at 7 p.m. Cameroon time. Kumlena will be live to talk about issues affecting Africa, the world, and Cameroon. Happy viewing, happy new month, and good night.